Well, here we go. So we're in Alderney. Let me have a sip of coffee. That's better. So we left Guernsey, we left Havlet. Here we go. Down here, up through the Little Russell, along this route here, up through, and we were heading for the race. So this is the swinge, and this is the race on Alderney. And this part of the course from here on, we kind of made up because we've been up through the race several times. The remnants of that storm, they were still knocking about, and we had some big seas, really big rolling swells with quite a short period. Not many breaking this time, but still big seas. And we wanted to tuck ourselves in and run up the coast here. The coastline here is really interesting on Alderney. It's a beautiful spot. And sure enough, when we got to somewhere here up by the Noir-Plut, it calmed down. We got into the lee in terms of the sea and then the running tide. We got into the lee of Alderney about here. Let's pull the chart over. Make sure I don't spill my coffee. So we explored then, we ran in really close, really close. At times there we were only probably 50 or 60 yards off of the cliffs of Alderney. And we saw a load of interesting stuff that we've never been able to get close enough to see before. It was great, absolutely wonderful. Big bank of fog out around this way. Nothing too serious, it wasn't in our way, but it was there, and it just kind of set the island off. There's a big lighthouse here, and we used our usual approach. So we enjoyed all of this part of the island, and then we just kind of swang out, and then we made our turn around a port, run across the top of the island, and then back down into Braye, which is here. Braye is here. Now Braye Harbour is smashing. I think there are 70 visitors moorings there, and we've used the moorings a lot, and they're great. But what we chose to do this time round was to drop the hook, and we anchored just off of Braye Beach. And Braye Beach is tropical. It's a beautiful spot. It really is lovely. It's a huge swathe of sandy beach, really soft sand, crystal clear waters. Looks like it's Bermuda. It's not. The water's freezing, but it's a beautiful place to go and have a look. And there's always loads of people on the beach, and well, loads of people by Alderney standards anyway, wandering about, and children and sand castles, and it's just a lovely place to be. Well, here I am. I'm 60 years old. Somehow, I never expected that to happen. I'm in Braye Harbour in Alderney, at anchor in our beautiful boat with Mandy, and this is my cake. And never before has a cake such as this cake been seen. It's simply astonishing. Thank you very much to the lovely Debbie for making this wonderful thing, and thank you for all the love, care and thought that's gone into such a wonderful cake for this, my 60th birthday. Thank you, it's really appreciated. This is a truly wonderful thing. Hello.
Good morning. Birthday boy.
yeah, birthday today. Oi, Rocky. Here comes the water taxi. So, today it's my birthday, and I've just met Michael Bryan, literally at the top of the ramp. I'm so chuffed.
What an amazing coincidence. Like, we so watch Michael Bryan so much.
Happy birthday to me.
Absolutely. What a gentleman too. Took lots of time to speak to us. Amazing.
Just really lovely.
Absolutely amazing.
If you should ever see this, Michael, thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure meeting you.
It absolutely made our day.
So yeah. Alderney Harbour. How beautiful. We love it. The old main brace chandler's up there on the end with the outboards outside, and here's the new one, complete with a coffee shop above. Superb. What do you think? Should we leave it?
Shall we move?
Should we move? Move again. Let's come here.
Beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely
so quiet,
so real, isn't it here?
And just real, yeah.
So real, such a real place. Really gets under your skin, Alderney. Maybe.
Sell everything.
Sell it all and move. Again. Built with one purpose in mind, to machine gun anybody who tried to come up the beach. That's exactly the same view the Germans had all those years ago. Here we go. It's hot. Boy, it's hot. It's really hot. But it's beautiful. It's just such a lovely place to be. One of our favourite places. Ever?
Well, just everything is crawling with wildlife. Everything is, there's butterflies, bees, moths, swallows, skylarks, everything you can imagine. Hairy caterpillars crawling across the road.
It's true.
You can imagine.
Yeah.
It's just so unspoilt and so beautiful, just like nowhere we've ever been.
And there goes another skylark.
Right
Just on cue, right on cue. Another skylark. There's something to remember when you're here. Alderney is absolutely smothered with Second World War fortifications that the Germans built. Well, not really the Germans. It was the slave labour that they brought with them from all of the various countries that they'd invaded. And it's absolutely full of fortifications, machine gun emplacements, range finding, huge machine guns, huge cannons, you name it, artillery, set pieces. And in fact we're just walking up to some now, but they're everywhere. But you have to bear in mind they were built by slave labour, and you have to treat everything with respect. They're all open, you can go in and have a look around. A lot of them are still exactly as they were when the Germans left in 1945. Writing on the walls, insignia, all sorts of things. But you have to remember, built by slave labour, you know, treat them with respect. And then you come to a bay like this. We're actually going to a little tiny bungalow that's nestled into the cliffs, and it's straight ahead of us. It's that one. It's got a green frontage and a very low shallow roof, and that's a local author who's done several wildlife books and bits and pieces. And the last time we were here he was selling them from outside of the bungalow, but we ain't got any money, we ain't got any cash. So this time hopefully we're going to put that right. We're going to come around and we're going to buy them.
I think this is a nice walk for people who, like us, who are maybe a bit old and a bit fat and a bit out of shape these days, but who really enjoys a walk and some scenery, because there's lots of seats, lots of flatness, and you could just walk here and then walk back all completely on the flat. I mean, we're probably not going to, we're probably going to walk up and over, aren't we?
Yeah, you could.
But you could. And you can't get lost, because as long as you keep the sea on your left hand side, you're going to come back to the same place.
Yeah, right hand side going, left hand side coming back.
So
you know what? It was interesting just now. There's a sign that says
excuse me,
that says Braye Town, Braye Harbour, and it said 1.5 miles that way, or 8.5 miles the other way. Because we're on a little island, you just walk all the way around it in no time at all.
We're not going to go the 8.5 miles.
Is this my apple or your apple?
Well, we've got 4 bits each, so
Lovely.
then we'll see. Well, what a feast, eh?
What a feast for my birthday.
We've got local
smoked cheese.
Smoked cheese, local sausages from the pigs that live on the island, that we've actually been up to visit, who live in the most amazing field with a view, completely as much free range as you can possibly be. and some eggs, local eggs, and some apple. Perfect.
Happy days. Happy birthday to me. Thank you, darling. Fort Clonk in all its glory. Bury, Swinge. Can't remember the name of the bay. This is what they call Rockpool Bay, this one. A cruise ship and Braye and a Victorian fort in the distance. Happy days. Well, mission accomplished. We went to the cottage almost a year to the day since we were there last, and we bought the book. And there it is. The very book. Now, unfortunately, there's a bit more to the story than meets the eye, because the author, Mr. Saunders, has passed away. He's no longer with us. But we spoke to the lovely Fliss, who, I don't know, maybe Fliss was his wife, his girlfriend, who knows. But Fliss lives in the cottage and has all his books, and she has sold us one of his books, the one that we wanted. Birds of Alderney by Jeremy G. Saunders. And it's beautiful, it's just amazing. So, mission accomplished.
And we've also been invited back next year, knock on the door and have a cup of tea, which we absolutely will be doing,
Yeah,
because this is without doubt the most beautiful piece of coastline I've ever been in.
In the world. Look at what we're looking over, look at this, look. I mean, there's my lovely Mandy, and look, just look at this place. It's just astonishing. It's just an awesome, incredible spot. Fort Clonk off in the background there. Wow. Time for us to push on, we've got quite a long way to go still. So, how do you feel about walking a bit further?
Yeah, let's do it. And I might even have a swim at the other end.
Oh, she's such a fit.
I'm going to now.
Yeah, and I'll jog all the way back. That's easy. Fort Turgis. Not a pretty name, is it? Fort Turgis. It's a hell of a building. It's an awesome place, isn't it? Fort Turgis. Someone's?
Some of the beams in there, look. That
Yeah, look. Yeah. What an astonishing place. I suppose this would have been the drill yard and all the goings on yard.
big windows.
Yeah.
It really was a substantial building, wasn't it?
Oh, this was here to stay, wasn't it? I'm not sure how I feel about going in. Let's just have a look. There wouldn't. Oh no. I think this answers my question. I think I'll pass on that. Wow. Astonishing. Oh yeah.
I'm guessing the other door when it was there.
Yeah.
The fort,
Had the rest of it on there.
and that's your warning.
Well, this is typical Alderney. Like, people visiting this site do so at their own risk. Errors is this site may be hazardous. So if you're going to come in, we won't bother trying to keep you out. But if you're going to come in, watch what you're doing. Remember when I said that Mandy wouldn't swim? Sure, I'm going to go for a swim and get back. And I said, no, you're not. Well, there she is, fully dressed, in the sea, having a swim. Wow, having a swim, bobbing about. But I've no doubt she'll be swimming in a minute. Gotta love it. Mandy. So you had your swim. She looks well today. Well, here we go. So, next stop, Cherbourg. We are here, Braye Harbour in Alderney. We are going to head out in about an hour, and we're going to pick up this course, roughly speaking, and we're going to head for La Platte. We're going to be about half a mile offshore of La Platte Cardinal, which is Cap de la Hague. Now, the currents here are really strong. All of this area here, they're very, very strong currents. And I would be surprised if we don't sort of touch 8 or 9 knots over the ground. We'll probably grumble along doing 5 knots, 6 knots through the water, but we'll pick up probably at least 2.5, maybe 3 knots. Fire us round Cap de la Hague, pick up the next cardinal, and then run down. So this is the leading line for the west entrance of Cherbourg Harbour. Cherbourg Harbour is really enclosed, and you've got 2 arms, the west and the east, with the breakwater in between, and that doesn't give you entrance to the harbour. It gives you entrance to what I suppose you'd call the outer harbour. The harbour actually starts further in. I don't know if you can see this. Let me just move that up. Much of the mess behind it. So there's the west entrance. Here's the big bay, the Grand Rad, and here is the entrance there into the actual harbour itself, the Petit Rad. This part over here is all naval. Don't go near that. The navy will come and find you. And the marina is here. Just here. It's in a beautiful spot. Absolutely smashing. So, the problem we've got when we get there is finding the actual berth they're going to put us on, because it's quite a big marina. And that's always a worry for me, is you get in there and they've got umpteen pontoons. Loads of them dead ends, some of them are very narrow. If you stray into the wrong one, we haven't got a bow thruster, so Rose is a big girl, so if we get, and she's long keel as well, so if we get stuck in a dead end, it can be quite traumatic for us and quite traumatic, and for everybody around us, I guess. So let's wait and see. Let's see what happens when we arrive at Cherbourg. Never been there, looking forward to it. This will be our port of entry, so this is where we are going to do our port of entry documentation for our 90-day visa, and we'll book in here. We won't book out because we're going further on into France, so we'll book in here, we'll do all the paperwork, get that sorted out, get a passport stamped. That would be to see us in France, and then we'll shove off and head down further to wherever we decide we're going to go, and we will book out nearer the end of the holiday, but this is where we're booking in. So let's see what the future brings.